I am Chris Mateer, the author of One Summer Season, a young man's brutal baptism into love and baseball, which is available on smashwords.com. And today I am going to read one of the chapters. Quick overview. My main character is R.W. Clay, a 17-year-old kid, almost 18, out of Oregon, and he is starting his first pro baseball season with the Grand Junction Rockies of the Pioneer League. And he and his teammates have just made their first road trip, finishing a series in Grand Junction and then loading onto a bus, going all night and ending up in Idaho Falls, Idaho. That's a tough trip. So, what we're going to do is we're going to pick it up with them arriving in Idaho Falls, and this is chapter 22. Idaho Falls was a nice town if we were on vacation. Someone with free time could drive over the steep pass and drop down into Wyoming and enjoy the grandeur of the Grand Tetons. I saw pictures of those beautiful mountains, and I wanted to see them up close. My dad said one of his greatest experiences was sitting in the Jackson Hole Lodge, having breakfast and looking across the lake at those mountains. No chance for me to enjoy that. This trip was no vacation. We arrived at about 8:30 a.m., a busload of ball players who were hungry and had multiple aches and pains. I was cramped up on a seat that was too small for a big man, and my shoulder throbbed. Skip, the manager, got out at the first decent restaurant we saw. He walked inside to check to see if they could handle a busload of baseball players. We were lucky. This restaurant made it a point to be nice to visiting teams. Skip walked onto the bus and informed us we had a good breakfast inside. All we had to do was pay the bill with the small amount of money we got. Oh, I have to talk a little about that salary. Rich young ball players, yeah, like that really happens. The average minor league baseball player makes less than someone who flips burgers in a fast food joint. It's enough to pay for a meal here and there, but none of us were going to be buying new wardrobes anytime soon. Big pay is for big league boys. This restaurant was nirvana. Anything would be after being imprisoned on the bus. I pulled up to a spot on the counter. Skip grabbed the place 2 seats down, and Juan Davalillo sat on the stool right next to me. The waitress handed each of us a menu, and another waitress placed tall glasses of ice water in front of us. I didn't need a menu. My order was set long before we reached town. Give me a ham and cheese omelet, hash browns and whole wheat toast with butter dripping off the sides. Give me lots of strawberry jam so I could lather it on the toast, and I would put some on the omelet. I put my menu down and I glanced over at Davalillo. He kept staring at the pages. He leaned over and tapped the counter in front of me. He pointed to the picture of a big steak. Como puedo pedir esto? He said. Hey, my Spanish was shaky. Phrase I knew best was, no comprende. Sorry, I can't help you. No comprende, I said. Hey, Skip, can you help me out here? Skip just shook his head. You figure it out, Clay, he said without looking up from his menu. Consider it a part of your education. I took Juan's menu in my hands. I pointed at the picture of the steak. Is this what you want? I asked. Como puedo pedir esto? He said again. Skip, I need that help. Figure it out, Clay. Davalillo ran his hand over the menu page. No comprende, he said. Ah, I understood. Davalillo kept pointing, then he said 2 words I understood. Chicken and fries. Okay, you want chicken and fries? No, 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 no chicken, no fries. What did that mean? First he said chicken and fries, then he changed and said he didn't want chicken and or fries. I didn't know what to say. Skip finally stepped in. I have listened to Juan order almost every meal since he got to Grand Junction, he said. He has chicken and fries for breakfast, chicken and fries for lunch, and chicken and fries for dinner. Know why? It's the only menu item he knows in English. Give him a hand, Clay. It's what teammates do. I rolled my eyes as the meaning hit me. The reality of Davalillo's life became a lot clearer. This guy had been in a Spanish speaking home all his life, and he was probably a few days removed from San Pedro de Macorís or some other town in the Dominican. He'd been dumped into the western United States, lost in a world of English speakers, strange places, and strange food. He just endured a bus ride through country that was as foreign to him as the moon. Okay, Juan, look here, I said as I moved my hand over a picture of what I was going to have for breakfast. Eggs. Huevos, sí, he answered. Hash browns. No comprende. Potatoes fried. No comprende. Skip intervened. Patatas fritas, he said. Sí, Davalillo said. Patatas fritas, muy bueno. Toast, I said. Bread. Whole wheat. Butter. So very good. Muy bueno. Sí, yes, so very good. I ordered the same meal for both of us. I put strawberry jam on my toast, and Juan put jam on his toast. I put jam on my omelet, and Juan did too. I put a layer of hash browns on a piece of toast and ate it, and Juan copied me exactly. Muy bueno, he said as he finished the last bite. So very good. He pulled out a notebook he had in a satchel he carried with him. Huevos, he said. I understood his intent. Eggs, I said. He wrote down the Spanish word, and I wrote down the English equivalent with an equal sign in between them. He did that with every word that designated something that had been on his plate. I figured he could get caught in a rut when ordering meals, so I got the menu and pointed to the steak, and I said the word in English. He jotted down the meaning in Spanish, and I added the English translation with an equal sign. I pointed to hamburger and fries. He copied that down. Same for soup and salad, pancakes and bacon, ham sandwich, Asian stir fry, meatloaf and mashed potatoes, ice cream sundae. He smiled from ear to ear when we were done. Tu eres mi amigo, he said. Skip, I need your help here. Same question, same answer. Figure it out, Clay. I recognized amigo. I guess he was saying he was my friend. You were my friend too, I said. Amigos, you and me. Juan smiled that big old smile again. Amigos, friends, muy bueno. Now that is a realistic chapter. That comes from an interview I had with a baseball player named Juan Samuel in, I believe, 1983 in the first base dugout at Vince Guinness Stadium in Bend, Oregon. Juan was just about ready to go up to the major leagues. He was the hero of Bend fans because he was the star player on Bend's 1980 Northwest League championship team. Juan, I talked to him about a whole bunch of things, asked him questions about any apprehension he might have about going up to the major leagues. But I also asked him what was the most difficult thing about coming over from the Dominican Republic and entering American baseball. And he just looked at me and goes, language. Since I didn't know any English. I had worked in sugarcane factory since I was 14 years old, and the family spoke Spanish. So, yeah, and if my memory serves me well, the only thing he knew to order for his first 2 weeks in American baseball was chicken and fries. So this is very realistic, and you hear a lot of the Latinos, whether they're coming up from Mexico or Venezuela or the Dominican or any of the other spots that baseball scouts comb to find good talent. And the other thing is these kids they're kids. They're 17 years old, 18 years old. Some of the Latinos coming over can be as young as 16. So this whole language thing, this was something that Juan Samuel did. Not this exact scenario. That's my fiction writing ability. But Juan eventually started asking the other players and coaches, English words, and he did write them down on a piece of paper. And then, after the game, when coaches may go out for a beer and other guys go out to pal around, Juan, might go out and grab a quick bite to eat, hopefully not chicken and fries again, and then come back and study his English. And when I interviewed Juan, he was probably 5 years into that American baseball experience, maybe 4, and he spoke very good English. So there's just a little slice of life chapter from one summer season. If you like baseball, if you like seeing the trials and tribulations of young R.W. Clay as he goes from being an adolescent to an adult, if you just like dropping into some real life, I get into R.W.'s love life, his relationship with family, his relationships with teammates. And you know what? It's $3.99 on Smashwords. It's a good buy. I will say I'm happy to have put out this novel on Smashwords. I have other projects I'm working on. They're very, very distant from one summer season, but this one fits in very well with how I write and what I write, and what I want readers to be able to feel. So we'll get together again here real soon. I'll probably read another chapter, and hey, enjoy. Smashwords.com. Put one summer season up in the search window at the top. It'll bring up my book page. Click on the title of the book, and it will come up a section where it says to buy. So I'd appreciate your help. I know you'll enjoy reading it, no matter whether you are looking for sports fiction or coming of age, young adult, new adult. It's a good novel. Thank you. Bye.